If you're struggling with getting stuff out the door, if your business and your development teams are constantly fighting, this is a way for you to approach how you're going to communicate together and be able to develop better solutions. So SAFe is Scaled Agile Frameworks for the Enterprise. One of the things that we know about Agile in general, so like Scrum and Kanban, is that it's really great for a team. What happens if we think about teams of teams or a large organization? Is there a way that we can help manage everything from a strategic vision all the way down to the individual implementation of product or solutions for our customers? And that's really what Scaled Agile Frameworks for the Enterprise, SAFe, does to help manage all of that at a very large organization. SAFe came around from Dean Leffingwell. About 2011, he started writing a series of books around what Scaled Agile is, and then eventually formed the foundation that is now actually running SAFe as a framework. What's pretty cool about it is it's a totally open framework. There's no cost for you to try and implement it at your organization or anything like that. So you can go onto the website, scaledaagileframework.com, and look at the entire big picture and dig into all of the information behind it. So you don't really need to hire anybody if you don't want to in order to implement it. It's an open framework for everybody. What we find is this concept of, even within really agile organizations, the concept of still silos of teams and development, the conversation between the business and the development organization is always fractured, and it always has been. What the framework allows you to do is get almost constant feedback with the business and working with the business, with your development organizations, and actually seeing results out to your customers in a very cadenced manner at any given time. So if you're struggling with getting stuff out the door, if your business and your development teams are constantly fighting, this is a way for you to approach how you're going to communicate together and be able to develop better solutions. Just like any framework, what's great about it is that you can pick and choose what you'd like to use, but it still has a set of foundational principles, as well as core values. My two favorite core values from SAFe are transparency and alignment. If you can get an entire organization to think about transparency and alignment, then it becomes a lot easier for, again, the business and your development organizations to really come together to provide the best solutions for both internal and external customers. So I think it's a great framework to use because it is a framework. And if you don't like a bit of it, you don't have to implement it. It can be flexible to meet what your organization or your enterprise's needs are. The other frameworks that are out there that do like Scrum at Scale or less, or those kinds of things, large scale Scrum, may not, I've got to be careful here, may not take into account sort of larger, more established or like enterprise organizations. They say, hey, we've got this great thing. It's super simple for you to, like, super lightweight, super simple for you to put in place. Not necessarily taking into account like a large retail organization that we work with, that they've been in business for 100 years. And to make that sort of drastic change to say, hey, we're just going to do this Scrum thing, but without providing the entire massive organization, from the executives all the way down to the developers, a way to change and a roadmap to change, then that's why SAFe might be right for your organization. So SAFe is, of course, it's scaled agile. So SAFe has layers. And they can go all the way up to full SAFe, which is 4 layers. So it's portfolio, solution stream, program, and then team. Scrum is just how the teams, one of the ways that the teams may operate. at the team level. And then from there, if you think about teams of teams, so you've like a train, an agile release train that has 5 or 10 Scrum teams, that creates that agile release train that's part of the program level, and then it kind of keeps going from there. So Scrum is just one of the agile frameworks that teams can use to help make sure that they're delivering continuously and on time. There are lots of different offerings that are out there that will help support SAFe as a whole. Portfolio for Jira is one of them. The Tempo products, of course, can help support SAFe in different aspects as well. I'm personally very excited about Jira Align. That can also blend itself very well to supporting SAFe. Of course, lots of new information is coming all the time. So yeah. There's actually lots of different levels of SAFe certification. Me personally, I'm a SAFe program consultant. So if you are ready to implement SAFe and you know you're going to need a little bit of help and you want to train your teams and your business in SAFe, I'm one of the people that can do that. There are also lots of certifications at like the team level. You can be a SAFe Agilist, a SAFe product owner, et cetera, et cetera. All of that information is available on the scaledagileFrameworks.com website to help folks understand what their training and certification options are. So at the portfolio level in Scaled Agile Frameworks for the Enterprise, or SAFe, there is this concept of lean budgets. And what that means is that you don't fund projects. You fund value streams or solution streams, solution trains, or ARTs, Agile Release Trains. The hard part about lean budgets that folks struggle with is the concept of our teams and our trains are estimating and running generally in something like story points, which has no tie back to what we consider a traditional resource funding model, aka hours. With that being said, the hardest part to reconcile at an enterprise organization is where does the money come from? What are we spending the money on? And how do we account for that budget? So with lean budgets, the thought is that you provide money to that solution and then basically trust the teams to do what they're supposed to do, which is implement product. There are all kinds of tax implications for that, at least in the United States. There are financial controls, financial compliance controls, all of those things that make that very difficult for an organization to embrace. We feel like we found a solution with the help of the Tempo products to help manage that piece of it within the Atlassian products. So yeah, we've got some information, some thought leadership that's going to be coming out hopefully soon around that to help get an organization in that direction.